What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
Now, we got some articles that are coming from, we pulled together a number of articles just recently, just this week. There was an EU ruling from Europe about Google. And we'll get right into it here, is that freedom of speech and the rights of internet searchers are being debated right now, as Google is under order from the Court of Justice of the European Union to comply with requests from Europeans to remove specific internet search results. What does that mean? That means basically that the European Union is telling Google that that individuals have the right to have negative brand, negative issues, negative documents that are displaying for public consumption to be removed from the search results because it's affecting their particular personal brand. It's the concept of right to be forgotten concepts. Here's a quick audio.
This morning, Google is under a court order to make major changes overseas. When you do a search on a person, you know that what comes back can be private or embarrassing.
The EU is ordering Google to comply with requests from Europeans who want to remove specific results. That's leading to questions about the future for all Google users. Enric Blodgett is CEO and editor-in-chief of Business Insider. Welcome.
Thank you.
What's the implications of this, and could it affect those of us in the United States?
Potentially very broad. For now, it's just in Europe. The devil will be in the details in terms of how it's worked out. But exactly as you've described it, this ruling says that an individual can say, look, I want this link to this information removed. It's basically like saying in a library, you can have books that people don't like the topics, but you got to take the cards out of the card catalog.
It's basically redefining freedom of speech. That's what Blodgett actually continued to say. We think instinctively here, we say, oh, that's great. Fantastic, protect my own privacy. But we all have things we'd love to be forgotten, right? I know you do, Doug.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to move to the EU. No, just kidding.
But I mean, there is absolutely a debate going on. I'm going to toss that up here real quick. What do you think, guys?
Stupid. No.
Will the NSA still have access?
Yeah. No, here's what I don't like is Google is basically an indexing service. Mm-hmm. They are not the source of the information. They are just indexing it. So it's a lot like, when they went after, when they go after torrenting and they have to go after all these things that all they are is an index.
Right.
All they are is putting information together in a certain pattern for people to easily locate it. And so my problem with it is that if you have a tawdry photograph out there, go after the source.
That's
and
right.
Get it removed.
That's right.
And then it'll disappear from Google.
That's right. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, I just, as much as I'm not the greatest Google fan, and I often, don't like what they're doing. Right. I just think this is just over the line. And I think Google should just tell the EU, no. like honestly, what are they going to do?
They can't force Google to do anything.
I don't.
A statement from Google said, "This is a disappointing ruling for search engines and online publishers in general. We now need to take time to analyze the implications." There's a number of different articles from Wall Street Journal, Financial Times, and literally looking at it and. We've never been here before.
Well, there's other things out there like let's say you're a person and you get wrongfully sued or indicted and you're set free,
right?
And you're found innocent. Mm-hmm. Well, the newspapers might have a series of 18 articles about you that are in print,
negatively charged, right?
All negative, you know. And even though you're innocent one day, you can't go back and undo everything that they wrote and everything. So and this is where it goes again, is I say go after the source of the information. If you're truly a good person and you were, found innocent or whatever, make those people go back and remove the source of the information, and then Google will naturally it'll disappear off of Google as well.
But the problem is that there's a lot of times where nobody will redact that information, and at the same time, isn't it almost a charge to Google to actually keep that index open as wide as possible, so you can have that enormity of useful information. You start pulling away and carving out what should or should not be shown on behalf of privacy or on behalf of reputation. You start getting into a slippery slope of recreating history.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you start changing the message, then depending on who's in charge, you can start changing the message for whatever you're wanting to do.
It's scary.